drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets.
What's up? What's up, everybody? How you doing? Happy Tuesday evening. This is the TFG Sports Show. I am your sports host, Kendrick Henderson. I hope everybody is having a great Tuesday evening, and I hope it's been a great start to your week. We're going to have a good time. We're going to talk about some sports for the next 30 minutes. But before we jump into that, I need for you guys to come in, hit that like, hit that share button, and most definitely hit that subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to TFG Sports Media on YouTube. Make sure you hit that thumbs up like button for TFG Sports Media on Facebook as well. So it's been a good week so far here in the DFW. We had some storms yesterday and it's a little chilly today. We want to send out, some prayers to those that lost their homes in a couple of areas in North Texas. Had 8 tornadoes in North Texas. The Jacksonboro area was hit pretty hard. So we want to send our prayers up for all those families that's displaced now. And hopefully we come together and help those families out. So we're going to talk a little bit about sports. We're going to jump right in. I got 2 guests tonight. Mr. Producer, bring my guests in. I got two guys that's going to be chopping up with me. They can talk sports. I got my man in the middle, Mr. Auburn himself, Vernon Speaks Sports. My guy, Kennard is in the house. And my other guy to the far right is the sports director at KLTV, ABC and Philly. Tyler, my other good buddy, Michael Coleman. How you fellas doing, guys? How you guys
What's going on, man? See, I thought he was wearing something green. I got 2 Green Bay Packers, but that's not the case as I see here. Unless maybe he is a Packer fan. I don't know.
No. Kennard, I let Kennard speak for himself. Tell him what's up, Kennard. Tell Michael what's up.
Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm definitely glad to be on the show tonight. I do my sports channel with Auburn, Vernon Speaks Sports. We've had a kind of a disappointing week, but I kind of knew it was going to go that way because, man, it's hard to win the national championship in basketball for sure. How you doing, M. Coleman, man? Nice to
meet you. Nice to meet you, man. Well, I got full disclosure. I'm a Kansas Jayhawk, so
okay.
I didn't have a bad week. I ain't had one yet. So
man,
we'll see.
It sucked.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about that. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Speaking of which, you guys segue right into it before we get started. Lamar Falk, my man, thanks for joining in, brothers. We're gonna talk about the NCAA tournament. We down to the Sweet 16. It's been what it's all been cracked up to be, man. You got number 2 seed, the biggest upset so far in the tournament. St. Peter's knocked off the number 2 seed. First of all, Vernon, I'm gonna start with you, man. I know you're an Auburn guy. Obviously, Auburn, another big upset. Just kind of talk about your thoughts on the tournaments thus far.
Well, when I think about this, usually the most dangerous games for teams is that second round game. Because you have, whether you're number 1 or whether you're number 2, those teams in that 7 and 10 seeded factor, they're hungry. And if you look at a lot of their routes to the tournament, a lot of them could have won the tournament championship or could have won their conference outright. So I felt like if Auburn was, or any team, if you can make it past the second round, then you ain't on easy street, but you get rid of that gritty hungriness. And that's what Auburn caught up with. That's what Gonzaga, I think they won, but Kentucky, and Tennessee, and all those teams, you get caught up in all that rubbish. And if you can't make it out of that, you could be in trouble.
Yeah. Michael, what's your thoughts thus far?
Well, I think you're right, man, because Baylor did just that. They did just that. They got slapped in the face, and I mean, a heck of a comeback, although it was without UNC, without their best player, their hot shooter that time, which I don't think he should have been ejected. And I thought when it went to overtime, I thought Baylor would win because they were applying the pressure to get to the 25-point deficit out the way. I said, oh, they hot now. They're going to go ahead and just take over. But, that didn't happen that way. And I just think that, North Carolina, I don't know if the blue blood tradition in them and all that came together. But you're right. When you talk about teams they're tight, they play not to lose because of who they are. That's why it helps to go in as an anonymous program like St. Peter's and Gonzaga used to back in the day. You know, remember we saw Gonzaga just build itself to where they are.
Right.
And I just think these guys, first of all, don't try to second guess the referees. I mean, there is some bad officiating, and it's going to be what it's going to be. Just move on from that, and don't let that stay in your head. Get amnesia and move on to the next play. The young man who got the tech that he shouldn't have got by hanging on the rim.
Yeah, that should have been the tech, right.
It killed all the momentum they had going because they got slapped in the face, and they didn't know how to recover in time. The Sweet 16, if you're in the Sweet 16, you're supposed to be in the Sweet 16. I think you play with a little bit more confidence, especially if you're a team like a St. Peter's that is enjoying the ride. I heard a great stat. It was Kentucky has like a $29 million athletic budget.
I saw that.
I think St. Peter's got like $3 million.
Right.
And then you saw their gyms and all that. Right. It's about who's got the heart. If you got the heart, I don't care what kind of money, what kind of budget you got, you will not be defeated or denied if you got the heart.
What's up, Antoine? Thanks for joining us, brother. Go ahead, Kennard.
I also think too that a lot of people don't take this into account. It's a lot of one and done players at these blue blood teams.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't build. It's not like when we used to have those programs that had players that stayed 4 years and things like that. But now you got your best players, like say Auburn, for example. Jabari Smith is done. He's gone. Right. And Auburn is going to have to rebuild from that the same way that they are. They have been able to beat these teams. Now teams are beating them the same way because you don't have the depth, you don't have the substance, you don't have the experience. And Miami, man, those guys were old, like they were very experienced and they were very talented. Yeah. And a lot of times when you're a team that you're trying to make things work and you're trying to make things happen, if you don't have that experience, you're going to get beat in the tournament. It just is what it is.
And it's set up that way. Now let's talk about, this is the last dance for that guy in Duke. What you guys think about the Duke and Michigan State game? I think that's one of the better games. And, a lot of people keep forgetting this is it. This is the last dance for Coach K. Mike, what you think about that Duke-Michigan State game?
Well, you had two tradition-rich programs. You had two coaches everybody knows about, Izzo and Coach K. And, they've had some battles in the past, And I think to a degree, when you get used to seeing a coach or a coach, let's say a coach, because the program will get a new coach. But when you're used to seeing a coach year in and year out in your whole life in the tournament, and you say, wow, this is, he loses today, he's gone. It's over. It's over. And, and I'm rooting for Duke unless they play against Kansas.
I ain't rooting for Duke because I'm a Tar Heel guy, so I ain't rooting for him.
But it's kind of like Dean Smith. Dean Smith, you knew it was his time to leave, or Big John Thompson of Georgetown, or Coach Chaney back in the day. He had some battles. Coach Chaney did, and so it's the coaches are getting younger. Yeah. So you don't know nothing about them other than what they bring to the table. And then the younger they get, the faster they are to get a new job. Right. They don't plan a 10 at home for very long. They move on. So I'm a traditional guy. And I think Coach K, they say he's an underdog. I think they're an underdog. I think Duke's an underdog against Baylor. Not Baylor. I mean, who they playing?
I forgot who Duke. I forgot who Duke was playing. But I looked that up.
Texas Tech. They got Texas Tech.
Yeah.
They got Texas Tech. I know Texas Tech. They got a little fire underneath their feet, But I think Duke is the underdog. But I'm going by the brand. Right. I think the brand going to come out on top.
What you think, Vernon? What you think,
Vernon? The thing that I'm really happy about is, I think about Coach K. I think about, back in the day, he had like a video game that was in his name. And this guy has been, phenomenal when it comes to college basketball. You cannot talk about college basketball without talking about Mike Krzyzewski and what he's done at Duke. And I'm thankful that his team has given him the route to win and get to the Sweet 16. Even if they don't win it, play as hard as you can. This guy has put a lot on the line. He's a great basketball coach. He's done some great recruiting. Grant Hill, as a matter of fact, actually covered the Auburn game. I was like, damn, the voice sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, right.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think, you know, when you look at legendary stuff with college basketball, and damn, I'm getting old when Mike Krzyzewski is about to retire.
Right.
Well, you getting old. Me and Mike, come on, Kennard. You old. Me and Mike old too.
Because I mean, when Mike Krzyzewski is retiring,
right,
exactly. I figured he had about 5 more years left.
I did too.
He looked good. He looked good to be 75 years. I didn't know he was 75.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. But it makes sense though. It makes sense. But he looks real stout. You know, big barrel chest and everything. You know, but you know, I just think he's been a great credit to the game. You know, I think his players are just crazy about him. They love this dude. I mean, they'll go through a brick wall for this guy. And you think about the number of players that have come through that program and who've gone on to the next level. I mean, it's phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, and not only have they gone to the next level, they've achieved high goals on the next level.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. And I think about my coach, my high school coach, that just passed away a few weeks ago. Well, actually last week. And when you talk about a leader, you talk about a guy that took you from made you something bigger than what you were. And that's all it is. That's just all it is.
Yeah, you were clay and he molded you. That's the deal. That's what coaches do. That's what good coaches do.
Oh man, and it's beautiful. Congrats to Mike Krzyzewski for sure.
Right. To wrap this segment up, guys, just give you a couple of things to look forward. Obviously, the Sweet 16 gets going again on Thursday. We got 4 double-digit seeds in the Sweet 16. 4 double-digit seeds. And 3 number 1 seeds have moved on. Obviously, Gonzaga, Arizona, and Kansas. And just to give it a little Texas flavor, we still got the Houston Cougars left, the Texas Tech Raiders left in the tournament, I believe. And there you have it for the NCAA Sweet 16 coming up. Let's move to our next segment, Mr. Producer. Now we're talking about NFL free agency. And boy, have we had a bunch of movers and shakers. Deshaun Watson going to the Cleveland Browns, 5 years, $230 million, guaranteed.
Damn.
Packers trade Devontae Adams to the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders send a 1st and 2nd round pick to the Packers. Adams becomes the highest paid wide receiver in the league, 5 years, $141.3 million. Matt Ryan just got traded to the Indianapolis Colts. And then Von Miller signed a 6-year, $120 million deal with the Buffalo Bills. Free agency has been free agency frenzy. Mike, tell me what you think about all this money being given out, brother.
Well, first of all, these guys are robbing the bank without a gun. All right, let's get that out the way. The football season's been over since early February, and we still talking NFL. And the draft is coming up next month, and then the OTAs, and we're right back in the cycle again. And I, you know what? I don't have a problem with what Deshaun Watson was able to get, so I'm not trying to throw anything negative his way. But I will say this: the moral of which is an unusual word to use, the moral of that story is, as long as you don't kneel, you can do what you want to stay in good favor with owners and coaches.
That's a valid
Of course,
point.
I'm talking about Kaepernick. Kaepernick ain't, you know, he ain't done, you know. And he's been on the game so long now, so forget about trying to come back. But I'm not mad at Deshaun Watson getting his paper because he went through the process. And I know they got the other 22 hanging around, but no, they're not really concerned about that. I mean, I just have a feeling when he was talking to the GM, last name Barry, of the Browns, they were one-on-one, 2 black men, and Barry said, "All right, dude, what's up? This is you and me. What's the deal?"
Yeah.
And whatever explanation he gave, you know, he probably said, "You know how it is. I don't know how it is, but I know it can be. So you just got to promise me not to make me look bad moving forward."
Yeah.
I'm extending you a lot of support
Yeah.
And I think he's a thick-skinned guy because he's gonna hear noise. He's already hearing it. It's like when I was in Kansas City and they brought in Tyreek Hill. You had women protesting because of his so-called domestic violence situation when he was in college and all of that. And I think what people need to understand, when you get into a jam, let it play itself out. Because as good as Tyreek Hill has been, they love him now.
Yeah, yeah.
And you just got to give somebody. This is a world of second chances, and I believe in second chances. And I'm also proud that Deshaun's like, I still want out of here. I do not want to be in Houston. Check me out. Do what you want to do, and y'all gonna see the truth come out. I mean, I didn't know what kind of leg the brother had to stand on, but he has some strong legs to stand on, or he wouldn't be in the situation he's in now. So kudos to him for standing his ground, because he was able to make them believe, and they probably did their homework too. Now, I would like to at least hear them say, we talked to a couple of the women. My understanding is they did not. Now, if you didn't, don't go around beating your chest saying we vetted him.
Yeah, I'm quite sure that those ladies' lawyers wouldn't allow them to talk. So you got to remember, this still civil lawsuit.
That's a good point.
Good point. And let's go and keep it real. He's going to be suspended. I mean, he's not going to, he's going to miss some games. So Antoine Banks says, I think seeding is not significant on it. We're talking about the NCAA. And he also says the AFC is going to be tough. And I believe that too. Vernon, what you think about all this free agency frenzy in the NFL?
Well, I tell you what, I love the panel for sure. I love the panel. I mean, this dialogue has been absolutely great. You know, down in the Deep South, college football is king and the battle cry is War Eagle. But you can't forget about the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah. Man, they are glad to get rid of Matt Ryan.
You think so?
And all the stuff that I've got, they're glad to get rid of him. Okay. Now, I don't agree with it. I think I don't either. Great quarterback. I think.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I don't agree with it, but at the same time, the Falcons want to move on, but they're gonna move on to something shaky. Yeah. That's why I quit being a Falcons fan 10 years ago, because they broke my heart, man. They hurt me.
Yeah, that Super Bowl. That Super Bowl. I know.
I can't be a Falcons fan and an Auburn fan and have any kind of emotional intelligence, and and man, they just hurt me. But either way, I think the Deshaun Watson situation, I think it's up for him, because I think he's an integral guy. I don't think he did all that bullshit that they say he did. And then when you look at the free agency, if the NFL is going to get to a level that they want to get to, especially with having guys like Deshaun Watson and Matt Ryan and all these other guys, it's just going to take a situation where, hey, let's do this thing the right way. You know what I'm saying? These guys have kind of moved on as far as their tenure. And what a lot of these guys don't know, it's a lot of good quarterbacks coming into the league from college football that can really push them on out the way. Yeah. And then you think about the situation with what's his name that went with Denver.
Russell Wilson.
You think about that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like all of that kind of stuff. I think it's a situation where, not to be long-winded, which I always am, but not to be long-winded, but I think it's getting to the point where the old heads are starting to ease themselves out. It's over. Cam Newton is over.
Yes, it's over. And then we didn't even speak on Baker Mayfield, but we're gonna move on. Where is he gonna be at? And then the Falcons did sign Marcus Mariota to a 2-year deal. So anyway, so it's still a lot more willing to deal. And we didn't even talk about the Cowboys and Randy Gregory, but everybody knows.
Why y'all keep talking about the Cowboys?
No, we're not gonna even talk about them because ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna move on. And we're gonna talk about your favorite NBA player, Kennard. Let's move on to the king, LeBron James. LeBron James moved in.
Man, you know this ain't my favorite. You know it.
We moved into number 2.
When you had him on the list, I started not even come on.
And I'm glad you came on because I wanted to make sure because I said I already know this gonna get Kennard. He gonna be mad. But hey, but we gotta talk about LeBron. LeBron, he moved into second place behind Kareem in points scored. He's only 1,402 points behind Kareem. He's gonna get that next season, so that'll make him, number one all time. My question to you guys, we'll start with you, Kennard. Where does this rank? Once he get this record, is he the GOAT?
Man, look, when you had this on the list, I was like, you know what? I might not even join the show. Because but at the same time, I have a lot of respect for LeBron James. He's a great competitor. He's probably he's easily one of the best basketball players in modern day era.
Yeah, this generation, that generation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm gonna quit hating on LeBron and say, look, man, give this man his crown. Give this man, he's worked hard. He stayed in shape. As a matter of fact, this man should actually be in retirement mode. But he looked like he's just joining the league.
Yeah, he looks
great.
Yeah. But you didn't answer my question though. You didn't answer my question, Kennard.
I know I did.
So answer the question. Will he be considered a GOAT when he breaks this record? Will you consider him the GOAT?
I'm gonna tell you like this. When you talk about GOAT stuff, and I'm beating around the bush, but hell yeah, he's gonna be the GOAT.
Oh no, you know what, Mike? I gotta let you go. I'm gonna come back to you, Kennard. Mike,
he's gonna be the GOAT, bro.
Will he be considered the GOAT?
I mean, there's a lot that goes into being the GOAT, and he is tremendous with working with kids and schools, and I give him all of that.
He's taking the moral route.
Yeah. He's complete. He is a complete athlete. I'm gonna give him that.
Yeah.
But let the people pat you on the back. Let the people buy you the flowers. Don't you buy the flowers and say they look good on, because why is Michael Jordan still talked about? We ain't seen Mike but maybe 2 or 3 times since he played.
Antoine, I agree. Nope. Yeah.
Yeah, and see, and I remember a few years ago, maybe more than that, Jabbar was complaining, and I don't even know if they have it up there or not, about not having a statue at the Forum. Now, I don't know if they ever did that or not, but my point was, well, Jabbar, let them say that.
Yeah.
Don't you say that.
Right.
And that's the same thing about LeBron. I mean, LeBron, he's a great promoter. He's a great promoter, and he pretty much backs up what he says. I think he puts his son in the hot seat by saying when he gets drafted, which he's probably that's probably unforced pressure to draft LeBron's kid, because they might want LeBron just for ticket sales. Obviously, he's more concerned right now because the team sucked on individual efforts, and I don't think he's the greatest. I don't think he's the GOAT. He's the best all-around athlete, which includes on the field and off the court and on the court. Mike, my guy, because of what he had to do to get to where he is. He stayed with Wizards. We never count the Wizards, but doesn't taint his legacy. If you still think you got the juice in you, a la Tom Brady, you go ahead and go back and keep doing your thing. Although Brady really wasn't retired, I don't think that at all. But I just think I like LeBron. I think he wants too many people to pat him on the back when he does something that's really good. It's like, dude, they gonna pat you on the back. Don't you don't worry about that. Yeah. Let them come to you and say, dude, you a badass. But he wants to say, how much of a badass am I? Well, no, it don't work that way. But I like him. I don't have anything. I've been following him since his high school career, and he's been phenomenal. I cannot deny that at all.
And to let you go, that TFG Sports Media is me, but that's not my comment. Whoever's commenting under the TFG Sports Media, that is not Kendrick. And thanks, brother Charles. Thanks for joining me. Twan, thanks for joining me. Antoine says Kareem has a statue. Second son, thanks for joining us, bro. He says not at all. TFG Sports Media, which is not me commenting, says MJ ain't SHIT. That's not me commenting. Antoine says the Magic Man, and I'm gonna say it right here. LeBron is not the GOAT, and he will never be my GOAT. MJ is the GOAT, and that's all. This GOAT conversation is really, to me, is like beating a dead horse, because it's kind of like a good looking woman. We all find physical beauty differently. We see beauty in different women. So I think that everybody's favorite is going to be their favorite, no matter
But
what
you know,
you say.
let me say,
No
let me
matter
say this.
no matter what you say. So at the end of the day, the Nick Wrights and the Shannon Sharps. I know y'all love LeBron, but he y'all go. But MJ is always my go.
And you know what? And here's the thing: LeBron has been able to supply for debate sports television content. They talk about this guy every day, just like they talk about the Cowboys, as you were talking about, as you were alluding to. It's like y'all, you can turn the channel and they'll still be talking about LeBron, and they get the little banner. They hurt his legacy, all that stuff, and it's like, to me, that's laziness. Yeah. You should find other things to talk about.
You lit a fire in me, bro.
If that's a crutch. That's a crutch.
But I ain't gonna say nothing, Kendrick. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm not gonna do it.
All right. Well, we said, congratulations to LJ. I respect his game. I think he's one of the greatest. Yeah. But it is what it is. I know Nick Wright think he's the GOAT, but that's neither here nor there. All right, Mr. Producer, let's move on to another topic. Speaking of GOATs.
Oh man.
Troy Aikman and Joe Buck are moving to ESPN from Fox. I can't believe Fox.
Sheesh.
Matter of fact, let Joe Buck out of his contract a year early and basically got the Ohio State Notre Dame game back from ESPN as part of a package. Joe Buck will be making about $15 million a year. He signed a multi-year deal. Troy Aikman will make about $18 million a year. Those two have been together. This will be their 21st season. They've worked 6 Super Bowls. Now ESPN Monday Night Football is back on the mark. They finally settled that position. Kennard, what you think about this?
Man, when you sent me the link to this, I was like, oh boy, I think this is a good deal. I think this will I like ESPN, and I think Troy Aikman and Joe Buck moving from ESPN to Fox, man, I think this is a good deal. Because I don't like Fox no way. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't watch it no way. So to bring Troy Aikman, a guy that was a great quarterback, and when I was really watching Cowboy, man, the Cowboys, shit. I'm not gonna do this tonight, cuz I'm not.
Okay, but you good. You good.
But like I said before, 2 great analysts that moving into a really nice position. I think it's great.
Mike, I know you got what you think about this.
Well, I mean, I've never been one to watch a game because of the announcers.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. Okay, how important are the announcers in your opinion?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, for me, because I played the game, I remember a long time ago they did a game with no announcers. It was just the game, and you saw it and all that, and they didn't do it anymore. But the money they're throwing out to these guys for knowing the game, I think in all these moves, Louis Riddick should have been in somebody's booth if you're going to make some moves like that. I thought he did a good job on Monday night, and you see less and less of him now on ESPN right now. And I don't know. I know he interviewed with the Steelers for the GM job, but I don't know. I have a more of a problem with sideline reporters. All these honeys on the sidelines, they're not getting any. How's that information they're getting helpful to me? Now, if I'm betting, maybe it is, but I'm not a betting person. I don't bet on games.
Hey, you need to bet, man. I'm gonna tell you. Yeah, because like if I would have bet on some of these games with what I kind of halfway know, we would have made some money. But on my little phone here, my little Android, you look like because I'm an over under. Like boy, we'll make some money. But
so has anybody ever compared you to looking like Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Man, come on.
Mike, you just came out of nowhere with that.
Hey, look,
I'm like, man, it's really like Cuba Gooding Jr. up in here on my little screen.
Oh man,
man, you crazy. That came out of nowhere, boy. That was a heck of a transition.
But like his brother on the low.
Yeah, actually, now that you mentioned it, you do kind of look like his brother, fam. Now that you mentioned it, wow.
Man, y'all better put me on this panel again. I'm coming. I'm there for sure.
But I'm an Aikman fan. I like Troy Aikman, and Kendrick and I talked about this before. If you had told me when I was covering Troy Aikman and when we were covering Troy Aikman that he was going to be in the booth, I was like, well, he don't say nothing. He don't talk.
Right.
But I mean, you know, he was just but you know what? He was focused on his game, what he was doing. And what I say the progress he's made no progress. He's come in, he's done a tremendous job. And I like Troy Aikman. I always have. You know, and I get a lot of people, I don't know anybody yet that likes Joe Buck. I
like Joe. I mean, he's just vanilla. I mean, to me.
I don't have a problem with him, but and maybe you know, I'm a Kansas City guy and he's a St. Louis guy. Oh, okay. So whenever he does a Kansas City St. Louis baseball game, KC fans say he's so biased against KC because they know he's from St. Louis. And I always hear this, oh, Joe Buck, I got to turn the sound down, you know. But no, you know, I think they're a good tandem. I think they work well. I like Al Michaels. I think he can do Mike Tirico.
Al Michaels is actually moving to Amazon Prime. He's going to be with Kirk Herbstreit on Thursday night.
TFG Herbstreit, I don't know what that's about. He's so bland. He is very vanilla. Yeah. And kudos to him, but it's like Kirk Herbstreit?
Yeah, Amazon Prime wanted Troy, but they couldn't get him. TFG Sports Media says Monday Night Football is about to be good again. Yep. Antoine says Fox is going to hurt. That's a good point. It makes Antoine also says it makes a difference. Whoever the announcers are in. Antoine also says Joe's good people. I kind of do think it makes a difference. So it's going to be interesting to see what Fox do. Who's going to move out to be their guys now? So.
There hasn't been a John Madden since John Madden got out of the booth.
Yeah.
And so I you know, I know a lot of young folks don't know John. They just know about John Madden the game. They don't know about John Madden the coach or the announcer. Yeah. But John Madden was entertaining. Yeah. He was entertaining, and it worked. And it worked. You know, he didn't talk in big time words because he don't know boom and ouch and it hurts. That's how he talks, and that's what I liked about John Madden.
Okay. Well, so there we got that's going to start September 12th. Troy Aikman and Joe Buck will be on ESPN. Now we're down to my segment, guys. Y'all hang on. I'm gonna get in. This is my new segment called Kendrick's Conundrum. Now, Mike, you remember watching our guy Eddie Murphy, buddy, Arsenio Hall. You remember his segment on this show, the things that make you go hum?
Oh yeah.
I'm surfing the internet all the time, and you see a lot of sports stuff that make me go, what the hell? Instead of So our guy Paul Pierce had something crazy to say, former Celtic. And I found a tweet. I found something from him. I know you can't really see this guys, but I found something he said back in 2020. He had his top 5 players of all time. His list were Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, and Kobe Bryant. Okay, cool. This was in 2020. This is when he was hating on LeBron. He wasn't a LeBron hater. That's why he didn't like working at ESPN. He said, we talked about LeBron too much. Fast forward 2 years. They asked Paul Pierce this question about 3 days ago. Paul Pierce says, my top 5 NBA all-time players now, Magic, Jordan, LeBron, Shaq, and KG.
He took Kobe off?
He dropped Kobe. I'm like, oh, pump your brakes. KG? No disrespect, KG. I'm like, you know what? But I understand who it's coming from. This is my conundrum. Paul Pierce. Brother, you're not the truth. You the untruth. Because let's go and keep it fun.
So was
no, he went on the list, and I called him the untruth. His name is the truth, but his name is the untruth. Right. Because how you gonna do that? You know the thing about Paul Pierce is, and I know he's a Kansas guy, Mike. How you gonna say that and then you fake the injury and they had to take you off the court in a wheelchair and you act like you hurt, like you couldn't stand up?
Yeah.
So anyway, my conundrum is,
hey, he also lost his job on his day off.
Again, on his phone with some ladies in the background doing their thing. Yes. So my conundrum is, Paul Pierce, brother, you not the truth. You the untruth. You the untruth. So that's my conundrum. That's my conundrum tonight. All right, guys. I want to get y'all final thoughts. Kennard, go ahead.
Well, one, with Paul Pierce, it was a young dude to say, man, you too slow. You can't guard me. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody ever told Kobe that. Nobody ever told Michael Jordan that. I'm gonna leave that alone. But man, I love the panel. Thank you guys for being on.
Oh, good, man.
I really appreciate this tonight.
So is that your last? Is that your last name?
Huh?
That's your last name?
Well, Vernon is my middle name. Actually, my name is Kennard Vernon Stewart.
Oh, okay. Because I
you
thought
almost made me go into my little thing, Kennard Vernon Stewart with Auburn.
Hey, go ahead, bro.
Man, I really enjoyed this tonight, and thank you, Cuz, for digging me back up.
Yes, yes, sir.
For the Tuesdays and shit. I might have to go as a avatar on Tuesdays because I got to.
That's cool. If you know,
man,
I work with you.
Really,
no problem.
I really enjoyed tonight. Thank you, brothers, man. This was great.
Good meeting you, man. It was good meeting you, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Real quick, Mike. Final thoughts before we get out of here.
Well, let me just go out and throw a shout out. I went to Lubbock, Texas. Nobody goes to Lubbock; they get out of Lubbock. Well, including Patrick Mahomes, he got out of Lubbock. But TJC was the national championship last night. They won. Their game was at 7:00 Monday night. I left here at 10:30 yesterday morning. 7.5-hour drive. Got there. Got back 6:30 this morning, and I was really happy for Trina Tillis Horde, sister coach. She got her 500th career win this year. She went into the tournament. She went to the tournament a 17 seed.
Wow.
And beat three 2-loss teams and beat a team that was number 1 in the country. And hopefully at TJC they give her props because she's done a tremendous job with that program. As she was saying today, they came back today. She was like, we weren't even supposed to be in the tournament.
Nice.
We were number 17 seed. They pair us up with number 3. Right. We beat them by 2. So she knocked off a school out of Florida, Nebraska, and Georgia last night. And so hopefully some of these coaches who share our skin tone can get what they deserve by not only winning big-time games, but they also graduate their student athletes.
That's what's up. Shout out to the TJC Apache ladies for winning the national championship. I think they last won in the 2000. Am I right, Michael? I believe
and so. I'm 2-0 because I was at that one too. So I'm 2-0.
Yeah. So congratulations to the ladies. My brothers, thanks for joining me. My man Kennard, my fam, Vernon Speaks Sports. You can find him on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, and you can watch my man Michael Coleman on KLTV.com. He's the KLTV Sports Director at the ABC affiliate in Tyler, Texas. And y'all know who this dark brother right here is. I'm Kendrick Henderson. I'm your host for TFG Sports Media.
Man,
until next Tuesday at 6:30, we out. Peace.
Bam.
That money clip us now, the new now looks like whoa. Upgrade her diamonds, now her girlfriends are like whoa. I hit recorded drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding.